Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel. And for today's video, we're doing something that isn't rock and it's not metal, but it has got its roots in definitely within the metal genres, and is probably widely acclaimed within metalheads. I can all appreciate this song. So, yeah, let's go check it out.
Good song.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
You stay the hell away from me, you hear?
I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
Okay, there we go. So that is Johnny Cash doing the song Hurt, originally by obviously Nine Inch Nails. This was done, I think Johnny Cash was doing several covers and so forth for an album. This was, I believe, a year or maybe even 2 years before he passed. So this is obviously about the late Johnny Cash. What I think is interesting is obviously Trent Reznor, who from Nine Inch Nails, who wrote the song, has actually said that this version is better than his own. Because of the emotional connection, etc. on it. But I'm really intrigued. I know, Kirk, you've definitely heard this song. I've heard this song. Andy, I don't know if you've heard this song before, but I'd be intrigued to get your thoughts on now, having seen it and watched the video, about the song.
I'm glad you gave a bit of context and sort of a bit of background for the song, because obviously unmistakably Johnny Cash. You can see that from, I don't know much about this man, but obviously I know enough to know that it was him, and unmistakable voice, can't fail to recognise his voice. I didn't know it was on the 9 Inch Nails song, though it did seem kind of familiar to me. I'm not a 9 Inch Nails fan, but I must have heard it in some form or another, because it did seem very familiar. And yeah, it stirs up emotions, doesn't it? We've talked about it before, and I've certainly chatted to you guys about that. There's certain songs that almost bring you to tears, and you kind of want it to happen. And this is one of those for me. I'm going to be listening to this again. I'll be checking out the 9 Inch Nails version, because it does come from the heart. It's heartfelt. The sorrowful guitar. It's one of those sort of painful soliloquies where the vocalist is telling a story, and you can pick out certain lines which are obviously very, very sort of very depressive and very, very sad. And yeah, a fantastic composition piece of music. I could imagine. I mean, my thoughts as well is if sort of Stain covered this, if that was Aaron Lewis singing those vocals, would resonate well with the Stain fans and people who like that kind of music as well. But that was fantastic. Really, really, really enjoyed it for sort of like the wrong reasons. Does that make sense? Yeah, that was brilliant. That was great.
So yeah, I mean, watching that video back, and I've seen it a couple of times now, and it's, if you even just taken away the musical elements, the musical frailty in his voice, it's not about overproduction. It's stripped back. It's raw. But the way that he sings those lines about all your friends that have gone away, and you can tell this is a guy that's near the end of his life. He knows that he can no longer perform. He knows that he can no longer go on the road. He's looking back. House of Cash's museum is closed, and that's like it's the syncopation of like it's the end of his time, and he knows that's coming, and he's writing about the friends that have gone. He knows he can't do it. The closing down of the piano at the end, knowing that he can no longer play the piano. You saw him at the dining table with the glass of wine, and he's shaking because he's struggling, and it's so sad. And it's that mindset of you start to think about it yourself in the case of either people that that have gone, people that have gone at the end of their life. You think about your own life cycle as well, and about friends that you've lost over time, and it brings up so many emotions. And even I think one of the most poignant scenes I saw in it was, apart from the flashbacks of his life, which is again you can kind of take in, but was with his wife, who was standing on the stairs looking at how emotional he was, and you could see the genuine emotion in her face about seeing him just being upset and how frail he is. And I think we can all relate to seeing people like that, where we've had grandparents and so forth that have got elderly, and we've all lost people, etc. And it all brings it home, and it's just a very, very emotional track, no matter how many times you see it. And I think we can all relate. And yeah, you enjoy it for probably, as you said, Andy, the wrong reasons, but you do. Because it gives you an emotional connection. It makes you feel emotional. You enjoy the fact you are feeling emotional about something, rather than watching a video and going, yeah, it had nice syncopation and I liked the scale usage on it and it had a good beat on it. And this is, you're talking about emotion, not necessarily the musical elements. But yeah, I loved it. Kirk?
So this album, it covered 9 Inch Nails, U2, it covered Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. If you ask those three artists, what is your proudest achievement? Is it the multi-platinum records, or is it Johnny Cash covering one of your songs? All three of them would say this is the ultimate accolade as a songwriter. To have Johnny Cash cover one of my songs, kill me now. I'll never do anything that'll give me as much joy. The original of this is a classic. So it's the last track on the 1994 album, The Downward Spiral. I saw this live in 1999, and we just all sat down for this song. This was Brixton Academy Day. So, in that standing area, obviously, there's an incline, isn't there? People were just sat down. The original's a classic. Trent Reznor's right. This is even better. And I think he was actually moved to tears when he heard it. And you're right, it just captures a man at the end of his life. And these lyrics, they just seem to really, they just describe him at that moment. Now, they're very dark, the lyrics. The opening line is, I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. And then there's this other moment in there, which I always love about this song, where it says, I will let you down, I will make you hurt. And I always listen to that thinking, is there an element of bitterness to that self-reproach? It always just stands out. And the way Johnny Cash delivered it, he's done the same as Trent Reznor. It's still an ambiguity there. There's almost like this misanthropy in it that comes through, but there's a lot of warmth in Johnny Cash's cover, isn't there? So that's clearly different. It's a lot more sentimental, whereas that Nine Inch Nails album is not sentimental. It was recorded at the apartment where Charles Manson murdered Sharon Tate. You know, they rented that apartment out and recorded that album there. And the last thing I will say, it makes me realize, like kids growing up in the late 80s, you had The Cure and Depeche Mode, and that would have been the dark alternative music for me. Growing up in the 90s, Nine Inch Nails is a band I've grown up with, like Andy, you have with Iron Maiden and My Damn Bride, you know, where you just buy every album that comes out, regardless if it's good or not. And Nine Inch Nails is certainly in my top 10 bands of all time, and I kind of take them for granted just because I'm so familiar with the material. I enjoy them. I'll go 2 years without listening to them, and then I'll have a binge and just go through every album. So that has actually made me want to go back to my Nine Inch Nails record collection, because I'm proud to say I'm a diehard. I'm there whenever, it's rare that they'll put a shit album out, but I'll still go and buy it. And I'll be brutally honest, a bit like Andy is with the last few Iron Maiden albums. I'm in for life. I'm always going to buy them, like Paradise Lost. Whatever they put out, I'm still going to buy it.
Dave, you said about the images of his wife looking down from the stairs. I'm just wondering, from what we've all discussed, whether that was kind of rather than her acting and being told to be like that, whether, you know, the production team, the cameraman, has just sort of captured her looking at the video shoot and put it in. Because
I think so.
Green screen possibly, and then put her on. Do you think?
No, I think she was just I think she was just keeping an eye on him because of his frailty, and they were filming, and they were like, "Hang on." Saw her looking and just was like, "Do you know what, that would work brilliantly?" Because I don't think it's a bad shot.
That,
And that's
great song. Yeah, that's like you, Kirk. Well, I'm thank you for saying it was an album that features other covers. I'm interested in checking that out, and I'll certainly be looking at 9 Inch Nails as well, which is another band that I've always never appealed to me, never got into, but probably one of those that just might grab me and really appeal to me. So Dave, thank you for putting that one out there. Dave, Kirk, thank you for the background. It's really good.
Well, there we go. So Johnny Cash and, of course, Hurt. Now, if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.